a vibrant fisherman's village with people who lived in harmony and embraced tradition. Before heading out, every man had to go to a Sangoma in the morning to get blessings and protection from the dangers of the sea. The men cast their nets and caught fat fish. The ones looking for whales caught the largest, and the ones looking for crabs and prawns got the biggest. The sea was smiling. After they'd done for the day, they would take the fish to the market so the women can sell. The children played on the shore happily. The sea provided for the village, but the sea could also be cruel. The village Sangoma, a wise old woman, warned the villagers often.
"Don't fish at night,"
she'd say.
"The night belongs to the sea goddess, AMANZI, and her children. If you disturb them, they may not be kind. The sea has rules, and they are not meant to be tampered with."
But one day, a poor man with his little broken boat, his net ripped, was hungry and had nothing to eat. His belly empty, decided to do the unthinkable.
"I've been fishing the entire day and nothing. The sea hates me. I curse the sea goddess, and for that I'll fish at night,"
he said in anger. That night, he rowed out into the dark water. He cast his net again and again, but caught nothing. Pull after pull, nothing. He became tired of pulling an empty net. He fell half asleep in the rocking boat. Suddenly, he heard a splash. The net grew heavy, and he was dragged to the edge of the boat. As he pulled in his catch, plenty of silver fish were caught, but something else was eerie. Underneath the silver fish, he saw that he caught something else. It was a childlike creature, pale as moonlight, black eyes and fanged teeth. It let out a terrible scream, shaking the very sea. The man was so frightened that he hit the creature with his paddle. It fell back into the water, unconscious. The fisherman grabbed it and stuffed it to a barrel and rowed back to shore. At the market, people gasped when he showed them what he'd caught. No one wanted to buy it. Then a wealthy stranger stepped forward.
"I'll buy it,"
he said, laying down sacks of gold. The poor man became rich overnight. He bought a new boat, hired several men to work as crew. He feasted like a king for 2 days. But soon, strange things began to happen. The moon turned red, storm clouds gathered, and rain started pouring. The sea around the village turned foul. The water grew dark and red. Dead fish floated ashore. Children fell sick with strange maladies. The smell of rotting fish filled the air, and the people grew afraid. They consulted the Sangoma. "What is happening?" they asked. She threw her bones and trembled.
"Someone took what doesn't belong to them. I warned you. No one was supposed to fish during the night. That person took AMANZI's child, and she will have her revenge. Beware."
The villagers remembered that a man came to sell a sea creature in the market, so they decided that in the morning they'll go to the rich man's store, retrieve it, and give it back to the sea goddess. Morning came. The market was buzzing. The pale creature stirred in its glass tank. It opened its eyes, it screamed, and the ground shook. Everyone closed their ears because the scream was sharp. The rich man began acting strange. He began to scream. Blood started coming out from his eyes and ears. He fell and died. Some people at the market started falling and dying as well. Others were covering their ears to avoid the eerie sound. The sea rose up like a great wall and crashed against the shore. The fishermen and their boats were swallowed by the sea, dead bodies and shipwrecks floating in water. One by one, the survivors were dragged down to the depths of the bloody sea. Out of the waves burst AMANZI, beautiful yet vicious. She had black eyes, fangs, sharp black nails weaving up and down. She let out a loud roar and tore through the fishermen, her claws ripping their flesh. Her roar destroyed the huts and sent villagers running, their screams echoing in the water. The man who took AMANZI's child fled away from his big boat, tried to escape, but AMANZI was faster. She leaped onto his big boat and reached for him with her claws. The last thing he saw was her black eyes and fanged mouth. Then the tide swallowed him whole. AMANZI let out a terrible roar, shaking the sea, destroying everything. The childlike creature lets out another scream that smashed the market. No one survived. The village was completely destroyed. It escaped and went back under, reuniting with its mother. When all is done, the sea went back to normal. Morning came. The waves sparkled in the sun. The fish swam happily and the sand sparkled white. Only silence and foam remained. The village and the market destroyed. People died, for everyone had been taken by the sea goddess, and none could ever replace them.